Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy Jordeve, and he is back. End of year. What's up with that? It has been a whole year, I think. Well, it's been a whole year since I last did an end of year video. I don't remember when I filmed that, but you know, I'm under the pump right now because I got a few things I need to do today, and it is the 31st of December, New Year's Eve. New Year's Day is tomorrow, guys. It's the start of a whole new year. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? After every year you have, you're partly looking forward to the next year, not knowing exactly what's going to go down. You think, will it be better than the year I had now? Is it better now? Or will it be better next time? And it's something to think about. But I'm not really looking to dwell too much on what's going to happen later, even though that's what I do. Also, excuse me if you hear a lot of birds. It's kind of because there's a lot of birds. Yeah, so we're here to talk about this year because, as the title says, it is time for 2021, a Jordeve year in review. And also, real quick, I want to apologize for this is a really weird setting. I don't have a tripod on me right now because my tripod is broken. I have two. One is missing and the other is broken. So, yeah, I don't quite know. This was like the only setup I had. I'm literally using a boombox speaker as a tripod. But it works, so fuck it, you know? If it works, it works. Anyway, we're currently about just under 2 minutes into the video, and we haven't really started. So we should probably get on with it now. So, guys, what a year we've had. I'm gonna try and keep my armpits down. It's probably a bit gross. What a year it has been. Let me tell you. I mean, I'm just gonna keep this mostly isolated to, you know, the Jordeve year in review, not the Jordeve review, but realistically, there was a lot of overlap when you think about it. Because, like, the Jordeve year in review is online stuff, so we're going to talk, we could talk Instagram, where it's just kind of up and down with followers and shit, where that doesn't count, or YouTube, where we're doing this now, so it's important, and Twitch. I just said a bad word. Oh, fuck. Right, we'll ignore that. Right. So, yeah. Twitch and YouTube, the two key things where I made my demographic. Not my that's where I mostly got my followers and that, which is quite good. And guys, I have to tell you, honestly, I'm talking about, sorry, I need the window open because it is stuffy as shit. And I just realized my aircon's not even on. More you know. Yeah, so I said there's an overlap between the Jordeve year in review and the Jordeve year in review. And one of the overlaps is I ended up, you know, buying my own house and, you know, living on my own and that, which in some senses is kind of depressing, but in other senses it's like it's lonely in that, like isolated, there's nobody here, but at the same time it means I can be on the computer until 3 in the morning going, yeah, well, I'm never going to do impressions because I think there's people listening, but excuse me. Ooh! I just closed the door and turned the aircon on. I can feel that. That's quite nice. And yeah, speaking of nice. Good segue. Yeah, living by myself has those downsides, but it also has the upsides of I don't need to worry about waking anyone up, so I can be myself. I had to close the door so I didn't be too much of myself in a sense with neighbors listening. But since they can't hear, I'm literally sitting here, you know, saying what I want and expressing myself in a sense. And nothing to worry about there. And that's exactly how it's been, living with nobody to worry about, you know, obstructing or disturbing when I'm recording games and streams and that at 2 in the morning, whenever. And that's been really good because it allowed me to kind of have a bit more openness. And I think that sort of translated over onto the camera, whether it's the YouTube camera or if it was the Twitch camera. And I got to tell you, the Twitch camera, this has probably definitely been my biggest year on Twitch in terms of feeling like I'm getting somewhere. You know, the amount of followers, I think I've doubled my followers in the last year. I've had this Twitch account for I don't know how many years. And in the last year, whatever I was up before, I've doubled. And yeah, that's just been a crazy thing. Honestly, some of the people I've met on Twitch this year has just been I don't even really know how to describe it, to be honest with you. You know, I'll give shout outs where necessary because it's one of those things where it's like, it's super necessary. I'm talking about the review of the year, and that's what's going on. So I'm going to say, you know, people like, well, in fact, I've had Bot for a while. Bot, I'm going to give you a shout out here. Bot, you're a fucking cunt of a wind-up merchant. And for the most part, I don't think I'd want to change that because you keep me on my toes. And when I see you show up in the streams, it means, I'm going to get my balls busted. But it's just the way it goes, you know? What more would I expect? I'm just a civil bot? A bot with programming that actually allows you to be functional in a positive kind of way? No good. Okay, there's a lot of good people who come by, and Bot, you're a good person, but you act like a bad person, so I think that kind of... It keeps things perfectly balanced, as all things should be. So we've got you as the wind-up merchant. Korkari, what can I say about Korkari? You know, I mean, Korkari's been, you know, watching this channel for years, not knowing that he's actually been in my life for way longer than that. Twitch, being able to express myself and be normal, or be my normal kind of self on the internet. I don't even really know how to describe it. For those who don't know, what I'm talking about with Korkari is he actually came out the woodworks after so many months of just being AWOL and just dropped one of the biggest bombshells I've heard this year. You know, I'm not going to get too much into it because I know Korkari's like, don't talk about it, man. It's not a problem. It's fine. But yeah, after he kind of like disappeared from my life for a bit, turns out he was one of my old really good friends that we used to play with. So that was a thing. Like, that was one of the biggest highlights of the year. Like, honestly, you can actually see my face. Like, if I remember, I'm hoping I remember to edit this in. You can actually see my face, and if I don't, you can just see it later on. My face drops once he like confesses to who he is. And since then, we've just been like probably closer than ever. You know, we knew each other 8 years ago, but we were just people playing on the computer, and I was a bit of a dickhead. Now we're that much better off for it, you know. But yeah, so there's for Korkari. Pop Stickler winds me up in a good way. You know, I don't even know like how to begin to like kind of like show, as I've said, like appreciation and gratitude. I don't know why, there's way bigger and better Twitch streamers out on the internet. But he comes by, and like Bot winds me up with the stupid Bean Boozled beans that I don't really like. Whereas Pop Stickler kind of goes in the opposite direction and just, you know, gives me money. Which, you know, if I go clock in for 3 hours and then clock out after 3 hours, I get 3 hours of pay, and that's fine. That's all in the contract. Like I've said last year, there is no guarantees about making money on the internet. So when I get it, I get a bit weird and shit, which annoyingly is what makes him do it even more. He probably likes to see me like kind of sweating. Oh, geez, how do I, you know, show gratitude? I still don't know. But I'm hoping this is a step in the right direction to show appreciation because, yeah, of all the people on the internet that he could give money to, he gives it to me, which I feel I owe it to him to at least make sure that money gets spent well. So it's probably one of those spend money to make money things, you know. He gives me money, I spend money on my Twitch to make it even better, which in turn brings in more people. So realistically, Pop Stickler winding me up by giving me money also allows more people to walk through the door. It's like Three Stooges, you can't fit too many people in the door, but if you get a bigger door, more people can come through, more spacious, everyone's having a great time. So realistically, I gotta thank Pop Stickler for that. And yeah, I'm trying to think of some other names. So there's so many other people. This is like an acceptance speech, you know, where it's like there's so many people you want to thank. So I have to thank those three people in particular because they're some of my key people. There's other people, you know, Dragoon, Donuts, Shafty, Ravenflare. You know, he showed up for a bit. It was good to see him again. Blunty, of course. Blunty. You know, just all those kind of people just showed up and made, like, just allowed me to have fun. And I don't really know if I would have been able to do that, you know, under different circumstances. Not where I'm living with other people, but where I feel like I have to hinder myself a bit in order to allow everyone else to live okay. You know, I'm here by myself, so I can say or do whatever the fuck I please. And I don't have to worry about anyone getting annoyed about it, so, you know, someone winds me up on the internet, I can scream and shout and fucking bang my desk, and it's totally fine. That's great content, apparently. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's like, with all of that, like, everything I just mentioned there allowed me to, like, really feel like I progressed on Twitch. And, of course, where there's Twitch, there's YouTube. You know, it's kind of hand in hand. One's live, one's pre-recorded. But realistically, it allows you to grow the audience on both sides of the fence. To the point where at one stage, they're probably going to tear down the fence and said, everyone can live in harmony. But, yeah, where there was Twitch, there was YouTube. YouTube was a bit slower, mostly because I didn't really get a chance to record too many videos. I don't know why I'm talking like this. But, yeah, where there's Twitch, there's YouTube. Twitch was pretty freaking good. YouTube was still okay. You know, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm filming this for YouTube because this is one of those things where people can watch the video back and be like, oh, he means it. It's good. You know? I don't know. I didn't really plan on what I was going to say here. I think I'm just kind of like trying to really think of the important shit, but yeah, I'm trying to be mindful of the time because I don't want to make the video too long. But yeah, fuck it. It's a year in review. What can you do? Yeah, I'm trying to think about what I said last year. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of goes back to, you know, over the year there's been good and bad, but there's virtually been, if any of the bad was to happen, it wasn't on Twitch or YouTube, because that's where I get to express myself, and it's one of those things where it's like, if you're having fun, it doesn't matter. If other people think it's shit, go find someone else's content, and if they like it, they'll stick around. And for those of you who are watching right now, that means you've stuck around, and that means I did something right. And that means that I feel good about myself. So you guys made me feel good about myself, and I can't even begin to thank you for that, because it's a bit hard sometimes, you know? Like, the way the world is these days, it's kind of hard to like fully feel good about yourself. So you guys are that constant reassurance that says, maybe I'm doing something right. You know, there's not everyone who stuck around. Like I said last year, there's some people who possibly dipped. I mean, confirmed people dipped last year. This year, I don't know for sure. Some people have gone a bit AWOL, so I just have to trust the process. Again, that's the way of the world these days. Fucking pandemics left and right. So not everyone has time to be on the internet 24/7. Some people do, because that's all they can do, because they can't leave the house, because they're not allowed. But, yeah. Circumstantially, the internet, they say, is, well, it's not always a safe place, but it's where I go to have some fun. And, yeah, they say fun is often more had with friends. And I gotta tell you, my friends, you guys really made it fun for me. So, yeah, I'll probably wrap the video up here now, because I think I'm just gonna end up going in circles, and I'm sick of going round in circles. So I'll probably just leave it with pretty much everything I just said there, you know. So state of the YouTube address, Jordeve, a 2021 year in review, or a 2021 a Jordeve year in review, whichever one it's titled. Same as last year's, but 1 year up. Whatever the case is, grand old times were had by all, you know. Lots of different content was put up on YouTube, as lots of content was brought up on Twitch. The computer still likes to crash. It has more crashes than the freeway in peak hour, but it's the way it goes. Who knows, you know? Might get lucky, win the lotto, boom, fresh computer. But yeah, whatever the case may be, yeah, like I said, pretty much all the progress I made on the internet was portional. I did the content, and you guys told me that it was good. If it wasn't good, I upped it for the next time. And if it was good, it stayed for you guys, because you liked it. So, yeah, before I get all like soppy and shit like that, sappy even, I'm going to leave it there. So guys, again, thank you for watching. Thank you for making this a fucking spot on year for my online presence. And, yeah. Here's to a good 2022, hopefully. Whatever the case may be. If it's a good year or a shit year, just so long as you guys are there, I know it's not an isolated year. Yeah. Alright, you guys be good. And yeah, I'll see you next year. Take care.